a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann here on ON AM and FM. It's Monday morning. It's June 5th. There's 82 degrees outside, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that's 53. I read it wrong. Sorry about that. Put an extra little dashes on the digital thermometer. Now, Romeo is here. Hi, Romeo.
Good morning.
Romeo spends his winters down in Florida. Are you going back soon? Because this is ridiculous.
Actually, I brought the nice weather with me. Last week it was beautiful.
Well, what happened?
Actually, nicer than it was in Florida. And right now it's rainy season in Florida, believe it or not.
Is it?
But I think rainy season has arrived here as well. We call it the June gloom.
Down there?
Here.
Oh, up here. Oh, all right.
Actually in San Diego.
Yeah?
San Diego is a beautiful city weather-wise.
Oh, it is.
Like 240 days out of the 340 days out of the 365. It's beautiful, like it was here last week. And I remember one year I went there in June because June's supposed to be a nice. It rained all week, and they said it's called the June gloom. So we'll
Is that what it
we'll
was?
steal that term away
for a little
from
while.
San Diego, bring it up to it. It's gonna be.
That happened to me in San Diego, too.
See, when did you go in June?
Oh, no,
Probably
I don't
did.
think I actually
That's
went in
Melissa Murray,
June. But, yeah.
Anyway, not much we can do about it, but
All
good.
3 days, rain.
All
There-
three, yeah. I think we talked about that before.
Yeah, we did.
It's great to be back. Thank you.
My one time in San Diego
Yeah.
was in August,
Oh, so you've been there too, yeah.
and it was warm. And there we are. My wife and I are at SeaWorld,
Yeah.
and we're there at the last Shamu show,
Oh, yeah.
which was as the sun was setting, so it actually got dark.
Oh,
And
that usually happens in the sun.
yes, but there we are in t-shirts and shorts, and the wind is now coming off the Pacific Ocean, and it's getting cold.
Oh, it does.
And it's
It
August.
does.
And they were selling
Yeah.
the vendors in the stands, walking around not only with
Hot
sodas
hot
and beer,
coffee.
hot chocolate.
Oh, that's
I
even
said I
better
will
than
not
coffee.
buy hot chocolate in August. I don't
No.
care how cold it
No
gets.
way. That's
But
insane.
People were buying it because it was getting chilly.
Yeah, yeah.
My daughter Nicole is
there's Dave
in
Richards,
California.
everybody.
Hi there. My daughter Nicole is in
Hi, Dave.
California on her world tour. She decided to take a couple of weeks out in Los Angeles.
Of all places.
She says, I was here. She left on Saturday, heading up north to Sacramento for a luncheon. And I said, well, what'd you think of your time in L.A.? She was actually in Thousand Oaks because it's closer to the ocean. And she said, I can't believe it. I'm leaving here, and it's still cloudy, cold, and occasionally rainy. She says,
Sunny
I've been,
California."
I've been to the Pacific Ocean twice, and the first time I didn't even see the ocean. The second time I could tell it was there because I was on the Santa Monica Pier, and you can actually walk out over the surf. But it's just like gray water down below through the fog. And she says it's been in the 50s the whole time here, and it's rained
It's too
on and
bad.
off.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
And then she moved. She drove up to Sacramento where it was hot and sunny, and she called and she says, "Can you tell me where I can buy some water around here because I have a case of water in my car,
but it's too hot.
and I usually drink it, room temperature. She doesn't need it chilled. I have a case of water in my car, and I have nothing to drink because it is so hot you could boil an egg in it."
Yeah. And what time of the year was this?
It's right now.
Right. This was last Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So she was there. She got there just before Memorial Day,
Okay.
and she just left on Saturday in Los Angeles. And she wanted to see some of the sights, but the big thing for her was the Pacific Ocean because she loves the ocean here on this side. We used to go down to the Atlantic all the time, and of course in Florida we're always on the Atlantic side of Florida. So she couldn't wait to see the Pacific Ocean. I said, well, it's very different. It's a much, much bigger ocean, and it acts like it.
Well, they call it the Pacific for a reason, too. It's
Really?
peaceful, calm Pacific. Is that
No,
what the word
it's just,
means?
no, that's not what happens. But okay, very good. But anyway, as you were saying,
Except for the typhoons. On
Yeah.
The other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, but you're right. Everybody thinks of this sunny California because that's when they take the doggone pictures
Yeah.
that they broadcast on TV and the movies and stuff like that. But there are times of the year where it is just dreary there.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't there a lot of snowstorms there this past winter in LA, in
Rainstorms.
the LA area? Oh, we had a lot of snow.
There were
as well.
rainstorms in the
Up
LA area, and then up in the mountains there
Yeah,
were snow.
right.
Yeah,
So you know,
a lot of snowpack.
what do they call it? Climate change, global warming.
Why not?
Okay.
Soon-
Not-
Yep.
not
We have, no
Soon be
global,
over.
we have no global warming around here. It's freezing.
That's not warm.
Soon be over.
That's
After,
not how that works.
after
Why?
the big earthquake, Reno gets to be shorefront property.
Property. Oh, okay.
No, yes. I wouldn't bet on it.
When California sinks into the
Into
ocean.
the ocean. Boy, that was a
Yeah,
Robin
we-
Williams joke from 40 years
Yeah,
ago.
I know. Like I've been hearing that since I was a child,
And we're still here.
and here it's
Just
still there.
like we used to say that by the time we get there,
Yeah.
there won't be any money left in the Social
Well,
Security Fund. Well,
Robin,
guess what?
Robin Williams' joke
We
was
used to say that too.
he said when California falls
Yeah.
to the ocean and everybody surfs to Denver.
Okay, I like that.
All right.
That's a Mile High City.
That's right. That's why everyone will be safe there. All right, things that are going on newsworthy wise. We'll have to get Melissa's take on this. So the governor wanted to lower the sales tax, not a lot, from 7% to 6.85, and it got shot
Nixed.
down. It got
Nixed.
nixed. It got
Yep.
taken out of the budget.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen, but I just wasn't allowed to talk about it until the budget rolled out.
Okay, now it rolled out.
Yes, and it dropped on Friday.
Why was it taken out?
It's not.
in your
It's not
opinion.
sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's a large piece of our revenue, and sales tax I think is second top source of revenue.
Okay.
Right.
So when us lay people look at it and go, yeah, but it's only 6.85. That's so small.
It's so small,
But-
but cumulatively, it's going to make a big difference. So think about the fact that we phased out the car tax, and now
Yep.
we're in big trouble.
Yep.
Because we phased it all the way out. And folks are happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
But we never replaced that revenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that proposed cut in the sales tax, but I mean, think about it. It's such a small percentage. Is it going to stop you from buying, a big ticket item?
Of course.
It is for Romeo.
I mean, but
I'll buy it
it
back.
wouldn't really, right? And
Mm-hmm.
for someone who's going to buy like a huge item, like a $10,000 item, they're probably not worried about
Right.
that kind of difference.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nixed, and it was also
You don't know some of the people I know.
the and also the
Nickel
gas
and dime, yeah.
that gas tax relief or moratorium. That was
Yeah, when are
nixed.
they gonna
That
go
was
to a-
nixed too.
When are they
Was
going
it?
to go to
Okay.
a $4 gas tax so they can get everybody to do EVs? Isn't that on the agenda? Oh, come on, you can tell us.
I'm not the right person to ask.
Right, okay.
Good answer.
Well, you're
But Sikachi now, over on the other side of the building, Sikachi
I know.
says to the governor, all right, listen, I know you're bummed out. Don't worry about it. Bring it back next year. It's an election year.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't see that happening because I think we're gonna, once this federal money is gone, we're gonna have some holes to patch.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking
what-
maybe the people here in Woonsocket, if they're going to buy like a $200 item, maybe they'll go to Massachusetts to buy it and save a little on the sales tax. But if you're in Warwick, it's way too far to drive for a $200 item. So I will buy it in Rhode Island.
Yeah, I mean, I never considered that when I was buying, a large piece of furniture or anything like that, and I'm right in Woonsocket, so I just don't think it's really an incentive, and I think it's doesn't set us up for being very good in the future.
All right.
But it could be worse. You could be in Massachusetts.
No, it's 6.25 though.
No,
Yeah.
no. The whole thing with their non-surplus that they gave back to the taxpayers. See, we got all this money left over, and we gave it back to the taxpayers.
Thank
And
you.
Oopsie, that was the money that was supposed to have been used for the unemployment checks.
Yeah.
Well, we did the unemployment checks. Where'd the money come from? From the feds, and they want it back.
Yep,
So now this is bizarre.
it's bizarre.
So what
and
are
it's
they
a
going
big
to do
problem.
up there?
I
Oh,
don't know.
We have to go back and get that money back from the taxpayers now.
Well-
Ooh, that's not going to sell.
Very rare that they return money, but there was a political motive, I'm sure.
Sure.
Hey,
They're
they gave us
yeah.
money
Well,
back.
yeah, but the fact is that now they know why they had that big surplus.
Yeah.
Because they spent federal money instead of state money on a big ticket item.
How did no one catch that? I'm not sure.
So
I don't know. And there is what's called the Massachusetts Fiscal Alliance, some organization. They're saying businesses and taxpayers should not be liable for this mistake. Well, then where else
Well,
do we get the money
where
from?
does government get its money from?
I know, businesses
Taxpayers.
and the
Come
taxpayers.
on.
But the state's now trying to determine how to reimburse the
Or
federal
they
government.
work over the business community. One
They
way or
say
the
no,
other.
they don't want to do that.
Well,
Everybody
then where
give,
is it going to come from?
everybody give $1 back for the next 50
Right,
years.
right. And the amount of money that they would spend to try to go chase around folks for the money. First of all, you can't do that because you've already given it to them. Secondly,
Yes.
you'd have to chase after folks, and the administrative costs for that would just be
There'd
insane.
be that much more you have to get back from the
That's
public.
right. That's right.
Have to charge him for that too.
All right. Now
Maybe
we're-
you can pay for our mistake. Right? No, that can't happen.
No, we're gonna get Dave's feathers all ruffled here on this one too. So be ready, Melissa.
Okay.
Sorry about this, but you guys,
You
where is
guys.
it? Where is it?
It's the figurative.
Whatever it was,
It's
it was
the
my
basketball
fault.
team, you guys, right? Even on the ladies' basketball team. All right, you guys, we got to press this.
Yeah. All right. The Senate, you guys, and girls, you passed a bill, and we can't have takeout styrofoam containers anymore and plastic stirrers in restaurants.
That's right.
But
This is the entertainment portion of the program.
farmers markets, hospitals, nursing homes, and charitable organizations that provide free food, like New Beginnings, they can.
Yes.
So why the split? Why can they have?
I don't
it?
understand the
Can I answer
farmers
for her?
market
Can
part.
I answer for her? I know
No,
why.
Sure,
she
sure.
voted.
Because
Let's see if you're right.
Because to keep, yeah. First of all, it's going to end up like the plastic straws. It's second of all, you got to give the businesses, the big place, our friends we can't hurt, a place to sell off their stock of styrofoam takeout boxes, so they can sell them to the soup kitchens, and they can sell them
nursing
to the nursing homes, and they can sell them maybe at a discount price, maybe not. But you have to figure out, remember, styrofoam never goes away, and that's one of the big problems in the world. Styrofoam never goes away, and so if you can't use it anymore, you have to be able to sell it to somebody else who can use it.
Do styrofoam cups count in this bill?
Oh, don't worry.
Or is it just the containers?
It don't. It's just
Takeout containers, but I will
hop,
check
skip,
on
and a
that.
hop,
Right, I
skip, and a
mean,
jump away.
Yeah.
I'm drinking coffee out of a styrofoam cup. Is that a violation of the law?
It might be.
No. Now you're being silly.
It's
But the-
only past the Senate.
That's
Oh,
it's
okay,
right.
okay.
Don't worry about it. But I always look to the Senate for sanity. We
Thank
don't
you.
expect it from the House. So if it started in the Senate and now it's going over to the House, my hopes are not high that sanity will prevail here.
Melissa, did you agree
Your
with,
rep's not going to like that.
did you agree with anything Dave said about the styrofoam? Is he right on any points?
I think I think that the thinking is that the cost will be higher, and so therefore people who provide food for others shouldn't have that burden. I don't know what happened.
Rationalization. I love it.
I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I was not in that committee.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the negotiations looks like. But
Are we talking some strong lobbying here to get this passed?
From the styrofoam corporations?
possibly,
Yeah.
possibly. But
Well, I propose this. Should the company here be stricken with a terrible regret that we're actually using styrofoam cups, disposable styrofoam cups for our coffee when we give our coffee out like that. I propose a motion that when we can't use the styrofoam cups anymore, we elect Melissa to clean all the
to
cups.
wash the
wash
cups.
all the cups.
You
Yes,
know,
that's
I
good.
was going to offer to wash the cups.
Oh, would you?
Yeah,
Because
I
we
would.
had cups. We had dozens and dozens
Mugs,
of cups.
yeah.
And like nobody wanted to wash them.
Oh,
So we went and got styrofoam cups.
I kind of
and
like the
people seem
idea
to
of us
like
having
that.
mugs, like our own crazy mug with our name on it or something.
Yeah, we had all that. We down on
before
Social
my
Street
time.
we had that.
Those are washable. These
Yeah.
aren't, really.
So what
Yeah.
about styrofoam coolers? Are they part of this bill?
Don't worry about
This is
it. They want
like
to
this is
eradicate
really for
styrofoam from the
restaurants.
place.
They're
Okay.
trying to cut down. Like for your private home, you're
Yeah.
still gonna be able to
use this
use
stuff.
that, like right. And so you're not selling food and putting it in. You're giving these to your guests. I mean, you can't stop folks from giving styrofoam
Okay.
serving styrofoam cups to their guests.
Sure you
I mean,
can.
how can you feasibly
Don't
do that? Like,
underestimate
what do you,
yourself.
You could always establish a styrofoam police. I mean, the government is.
No, it's gonna. What was the first thing I said?
Styrofoam
It's gonna
czar.
end up.
Yeah.
It's gonna end up like the plastic straws.
yeah, that
Totally unenforceable.
Yeah.
And nobody even tries anymore.
Nobody even tries. You're
that's
right.
Well, one of the best-known coffee shops in the area no longer serves coffee in styrofoam cups. They serve it in cardboard, and it doesn't stay as hot
No,
as
it
long as it used to.
It doesn't. There's going to be a compromise.
Yeah, I think that was a corporate
Yeah,
decision to
yeah, yeah.
Decrease the amount of styrofoam because they used to sell
Yeah.
cold drinks in styrofoam cups, so
styrofoam.
you could
Yeah.
hold it and not your hand wouldn't get cold.
And one more. How about those plastic bags they give out at the supermarkets, Dave? I know
Well,
how you
they're
feel
still
about that.
illegal
Yeah.
coming up. That's
Yeah.
already been passed and everything. And a large supermarket chain nearby says by the end of July we will have run out of all of ours. And
So your theory is
they,
right.
they estimate that by the end of July they won't be giving them to their customers anymore. And you can certainly buy bags from us, and that is a big insult to me.
Yep.
If you want to give me a bag, fine. Why don't you just wrap them up like the grocer used to do in paper?
Yeah.
Buy biodegradable paper.
I love the plastic bags.
The big problem. The big problem. Well, you know, again, you can't reason with rabid people who are on a mission. And so, yeah, you can't reason with them. But the facts is that you can carry more groceries with fewer hands up more stairs with the plastic bags than you can with a paper bag, especially when you consider that today's paper bags are considerably less strong than the paper bags we all grew up with because they are made out of recycled material,
Oh, there we
which
go.
means that they are now in their second life
Yep.
and not necessarily as strong as when the tree made them.
I love the plastic bags for what they're good for after you get home from the market. I use them for trash.
That's
Believe
right.
it, That's ironic.
Oh, I
That's
know because
right.
they're not we're
But,
meant
you
to
know, I
keep
mean,
those out of the waste stream, but I use neither.
Okay.
I have retrained myself. I was really good at this right before the pandemic, as though I have these washable canvas bags, and I have a couple of them, and I throw them in
Have
my
you
trunk.
tried to wash them, by the way? We have washable canvas bags, and we went and washed 2 of them. They are now very
They shrink.
small.
They shrink. Oh yeah.
Washable canvas bags
them in
that
the
don't fit
dryer.
very many groceries in
No,
them.
some of them don't. So you have to get the really big ones.
Well, I guess I do, but it didn't say one way or the other on it. We trusted.
So that's what I've done. And
I've
then
been using the
Yeah.
I've been using the canvas bags.
yeah, and then during the pandemic, they were like, "Oh, you can't use those because then we
here's
didn't know
the
anything about the
difference.
virus. So the virus is on the bags and everything."
Blah,
so,
blah, blah.
Right. So I got back into the plastic, and then I was looked and I was like, "Oh my gosh, how did I get all these bags?" And I retrained myself, so I'm 99% plastic bag free.
So you're there.
Let's just
I'm
put it
99%.
this way, because I got to go to a meeting off site. Let's just put it this way: do what you have to. Remember the straws. Go ahead, pass all the laws you want. Go nuts. Go out for a drink afterwards. Come home with a hangover. But I'm telling you,
The next morning.
the
not-
public will take just so much, and then you got problems because you're not a leader if they're not following you. Okay?
On that note, got to take a break here on the Coffee and program. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. Timeless Antiques and Collectibles is proud to salute the Woonsocket High School graduating class of 2023. Congratulations to you from your friends at Timeless Antiques and Collectibles. When you're looking for the best steak sandwich in Woonsocket, look no further than Kay's Restaurant on Cass Avenue. Their juicy and tender steak is cooked to perfection and piled high on a fresh roll with all the fixings. But the steak sandwich is just the beginning. The Kay's Restaurant menu is packed with other delicious options like comforting soups and salads and specials every single day. And the friendly staff at Kay's Restaurant will ensure you have a dining experience unlike any other. So come on down to Kay's Restaurant on Cass Avenue in Socket today and try their mouth-watering steak sandwich. You won't be disappointed. Kay's Restaurant, where every bite is a celebration. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island.
Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio.
All right, it's Coffee and on ON, AM and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray, and Romeo Berthium is with us. And, Romeo's been back just for a couple of weeks now. Did you enjoy your time down in Florida
I
this
did.
past time?
We stayed longer than usual, not because of the weather, but because we had some family graduations. We had three
nice.
of my grandkids graduate from different institutions.
all down there?
All in the same family, and all down. Two in Florida and one in Colorado.
Colorado.
My granddaughter graduated from high school. Her sister got her master's in occupational therapy in Orlando, and her brother got his PharmD degree, his doctorate in pharmacy in Colorado.
Wow.
We didn't go to Colorado.
No.
We what do you call that when you watch
streamed it.
We streamed it. That was good.
Watched
So
it.
that's why we stayed, because the dates were mid-May, and we would have come back earlier, of course, so I could be here sooner. But no, it was nice, except for the weather started getting very hot and humid. I know nobody's
Florida.
going to sympathize. That's what we'd like right now, but it's good to be back.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice to have you back, Romeo.
Thank you.
So I saw something on the internet talking about the bag situation.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's true or not, but it's still a funny story. A guy is he's checking himself out at Walmart. And
How do you do that?
how do you check yourself out?
Self-checkout.
Self-checkout. That's what I mean.
Oh, I thought you meant it was.
And so, like Dave said, moving to these places,
yeah.
moving to paper bags now.
Yeah, yeah.
The paper bags are very thin,
They are.
and so he decided to double bag with the paper bags, and he puts his milk in there, puts his orange juice in there, and then a guy from Walmart, a worker from Walmart, comes over and says, "You can't do that." I can't do what? You can't double bag. Why can't I? Because you're using too many bags. And so he pulled the two things out and tried to explain to the worker. So I put milk in one bag and then orange juice in another bag. How am I using too many
Right.
bags?
Right.
And the worker
Still
just
two.
didn't get it.
Still two
You
bags.
can't, and all he kept saying, you can't double bag. You can't double bag.
I
Oh
think
my goodness. 1 + 1, folks.
It's a funny story there.
Well, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It was the reaction right there.
That's right. The boss told me, tell people you can't double bag.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I wonder if the clerk took a chance, because some people would be very upset if they were told that, and they'd start a scene and they'd walk out, or today they just kind of. My wife told me a story that I couldn't believe. She went into a local pharmacy, and she picked up a bottle of vitamins, and it was empty. It felt empty. So she brought it to the register. She says, "I don't know what's wrong with this bottle." So the guy opened it, and the thing was broken, the little seal.
The seal, yeah.
He says people actually go in there and steal the contents. They put that in their pockets and they put the thing back. And what about cameras? He says, "Well, we didn't have a camera for that particular spot."
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and then he told her, even if people shoplift and we see them, we are not allowed to chase them.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
hear about that.
I can't
Right.
believe what's
No, you're
happened
not.
to our. I know. There's a reason for that, because it's
Yeah,
it's
a safety thing.
Yeah, but still, it's come to that. But can you imagine going in, popping the seal,
I would never have thought to
stealing
do
the
it.
contents of, let's say, expensive vitamins?
Put 'em in your pockets.
$12-15 for a little bottle.
Yeah.
Vitamin. I don't know what kind of vitamins, but and they actually do that. And the clerks. Oh yeah, that happens all the time. Thank you for bringing us back. And people are, wow.
I got to remember to do it when I pick up the bottle. Shake it.
I just gave
see
you.
if there's
I just-
anything in there.
I
Yeah,
thought it was,
wild,
I
right?
didn't remember how to do that.
Yeah.
It just gave you an idea.
That's good. Good
It's
idea,
like,
Roman.
It's like
Thanks.
the principal on the first day of school. When it snows in December, and he warns the kids on the intercom not to throw snowballs. You know the policy. And the kids say, "Oh, thank you for reminding us." Snowballs.
That was,
yeah.
that was a policy?
Sometimes you're better off not saying anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. I mean, when I worked in retail,
Yeah.
we were told,
Yeah.
unless we see someone physically putting an item into their
Yeah,
bag or
yeah,
purse,
yeah.
we are not allowed to approach them.
And that's for safety reasons primarily.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. In case they have a gun, or in case they.
Yeah, in case they go
start-
nuts
they
on
go-
us. Yeah.
yeah.
And, I worked there during the pandemic and trying to get people who would refuse to wear a mask. And then, it got to the point where the policy came out that you can't ask them anymore
Imagine.
because they would get, like, we had this one person in particular that just would get very, very irate. And then, call corporate and
Ask them
complain
about the mask.
just to put their mask on.
Oh,
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
So then she started coming in, under the nose. So
Oh,
be
okay.
like, can you please pull up your mask? And they'll call corporate and complain that we were mean to her every single time. So then we just said, okay, we can't ask her anymore.
No, leave her alone.
Yeah. So
It's
that's
not
what
worth-
it's come to, because
not
you
worth
can't
the
even have like
confrontations.
an interaction with someone where you say, hey, can you please do this, or
Can you
or hey,
call-
can you not steal this?
Well, I like that one.
Right? Hey, could you not steal that?
Please not those.
Can you call? Can you? Let's say it happens. You work retail. You see somebody shoplift and they walk out of the store. Can you
Yep.
call police and tell
Yeah,
them?
you call
Yeah, you
mall
can.
you
This
call mall
guy-
security.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they can.
and they have to handle
All
it.
right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. At least we got that.
Yep.
I was during the pandemic. I took a part-time job at, and I'll say the name. I was at
Okay.
Kohl's.
Okay.
And dude, we had the police in
They
there.
can
one
get
time.
wild in there.
Yeah, and there was a cop that was in there, and I thought he was just on break and like that. And I walked up to him to see if I could help him find anything. He didn't even look at me because he was looking at somebody else, and he just said, "No, please back away."
Really?
Oh, you're watching somebody.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I will leave you alone now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we had the policy then too of asking people to put the masks on.
Yeah.
And at Kohl's, I don't know if you ever noticed, the associates have all, it's kind of like uniform in retail now. They all have the ear things in,
Mm-hmm.
so we can talk to each other without people hearing the conversation. And one of the managers asked me, "Joe, can you go ask that person to put that mask on?" And I'm like, "No,
No.
I am not the mask police. If you're the manager, you go do it.
Yeah,
I am not
yeah,
doing
yeah.
this. No way. I have mine on. I feel fine."
Right, right. We always had ours on, but oh my goodness. And it was bizarre because, I worked there for about a little over a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never seen my coworkers because I didn't know what they really looked like until I went back,
That
a
could
year
be-
later as a customer. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, all right.
That could be good.
Isn't that wild? You don't
That is
even
wild.
know what your
I did that
coworkers
too.
look
When
like.
I went back after leaving there, I said, I'm Joe. I said, "How about now? You put your hand over your mouth."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
Yes,
Now you look familiar.
You're still Joe.
What a
All
wild
right.
time.
One of the other things going on in the news, Romy, we had this story a week or two ago. I think it was last week, about the guy that went down to the riots that we had in Providence, and he gets shot in the eye by the cop. Well,
yeah.
isn't there something else now? There's another lawsuit from the same incident, from the same 2020 Providence riot. This is a man and his common law wife. His name is Darrell Jordan. Her name is Siobhan Young. They're formerly of East Providence, but now they're suing the city of Providence and the police officials. Former police chief Hugh Clements,
Yep.
Stephen Parra, I think he's the
Barry?
Public safety director.
public safety director in Providence,
He's pretty
among others. And the suit says it's seeking unspecified damages, claiming the couple tried to just document the event. They were not participating. They were just down there filming, all right? When Jordan was unfairly arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. Just kind of got
Yeah.
swept up in the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
The couple are alleging that he suffered a traumatic brain injury as a result of excessive force.
Wow.
How do they prove?
Well,
it?
do you have
Yeah.
do you have medical records?
Yep.
I guess if you do,
Yep.
then maybe you have a pretty good case.
Well,
Can
if they
you-
were
can-
documenting it, maybe.
Can you prove it came from that incident?
Yeah.
It'd have to be dated, I guess, from the hospital.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
And maybe they have a decent case.
He was
so-
shot in the eye.
No, this is somebody else.
Okay.
The guy shot in the eye. He's suing too.
Oh,
Yeah, he lost his vision.
I don't. Well.
Yeah.
He was just checking the thing out and not participating either.
Yeah.
At least that's what he says.
Yeah.
And then he gets shot with a rubber pellet.
Well, those things are hard to prove. But they can do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But that's what went on there. And then, another tough weekend in Providence. They decided, there was a carnival in Providence.
Oh.
Yeah. 9 people were shot.
Oh no.
Sorry, 9 people were
Okay.
arrested
Oh, I was going
Oh,
to say.
yeah.
What is it?
at the carnival.
For what?
Yeah.
Well, they're being
Rioting. Disorderly.
disorderly conduct. The big fight. There was a large, according to the mayor's office, there was a large disturbance on Saturday night. From what I read, 50 people were fighting.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay.
So the Board of Licenses in Providence, they shut down the carnival. They had an emergency meeting, said forget it. go call Finelli or Rockwell or whoever he rides.
Was it a church sponsored?
No, this is city sponsored.
City
thing.
sponsored. Okay.
Yeah, so forget it. Go home.
So what's going to happen is they're going to start banning these.
Well,
events.
the mayor's office says of Providence that the incident will be discussed further at another licensing meeting coming up this coming Thursday. Do we want to keep moving forward with this, or can we control this from happening again?
Sign of
I
the
don't know.
times. Sign of the times.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
Perhaps they will require more police presence at all carnivals, and that's a
even
big burden on like those churches that have the
We-
little
money,
carnivals
money,
and stuff,
money,
right?
money,
Yeah,
money.
When we did
There's lots of money.
When we did the carnival here at Queen of Monarchs years ago, my wife and I chaired it for like 5 years in our first term. The first term, we used to hire like 20 Woonsocket police to patrol, and it was expensive. You know, as you just said.
Yes. Yep.
So later, I guess they worked out a deal with the union, and they were able to only get they only had to hire 10. And I remember one of the officers in charge at the time, who later became a police chief in Smithfield, Roger Remelot, said to us, "You know what? There's, let's say, 2,000 or 3,000 people here tonight. There's only 10 of us. If they wanted to riot, there's nothing really that we could really do to prevent it." And it's absolutely true. It's all psychological. They see the cops in uniform, they walk around, they're careful. And that was then. Now people carry guns. It's more violent, and I don't know if any guns were fired at this.
Not that they said.
But it
No.
could have easily
yeah.
led to that. And so it's like, again, as I said, a sign of the times. But what it's going to do is it's going to prevent future events from taking place, if you know what I mean. They're going to ban these.
Yeah.
And the churches are not going to be able to raise money. They're going to have to, it's just going to continue. I don't know what the answer is to that. Do you?
No, this
No.
is why we can't have nice things.
That's right. All
like
right.
as parents often say.
Yeah.
Time to
Nice
take another
things.
break here in the Coffee and program. Time for the
Okay.
weather forecast being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Cloudy skies, high of 63 with a north wind today, and rain is 60% likely this afternoon. Tonight, less of a chance of rain, gradually becoming partly cloudy from cloudy skies, and an overnight low of 50, still with a breeze from the north. Tuesday's weather, a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon, partly sunny skies and a high of 74. Wednesday, partly sunny and 67. Thursday, partly sunny and 68. Friday, partly sunny and 67. Saturday, mostly sunny and 75. And next Sunday, mostly sunny and 81.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, where we have cloudy skies and 55 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Landmark Medical Center is proud to salute the Woonsocket High School graduating class of 2023. Congratulations to you from your friends at Landmark Medical Center.
Hi, this is Gary Smith. Join me for Do You Remember, Tuesday through Friday mornings at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. I'm here. I'm Joe Callahan. Romeo Bertham's here. Melissa Murray is here as well. Nice to have you along with us as well. Bad news out of Burrillville. There's a man up there that's being charged. His name is Kevin Pomfret, 37 years old, charged with second-degree child abuse. He's allegedly strangling a person under the age of 14.
Ugh,
I wish they would be a little more specific.
they can't though.
Yeah, I know, but is this a 2-year-old? or is it 14?
Right.
Sometimes 14-year-olds are 6'3", you know.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't say. It just says the victim was physically injured.
And how is he related to the
It doesn't say.
person? Probably his
Yeah.
father.
It doesn't say.
It's almost like why, why report it except to let folks know that this
He was arrested.
person was arrested.
Yeah,
But
be on the lookout for him.
yeah, I mean, when it's a minor, there's not much you can say. You just
No,
can't.
and I don't expect him to say it's his son or anything like that. But,
No, but they should. I mean, would it make a difference?
No,
Does
no.
the parent have a
I mean,
right to,
domestic violence is
to
pretty
raise
prevalent.
it?
Yeah.
Well, it always happened, way back. I mean, parents have always been. Some parents have been a lot tougher than others, using physical violence to raise their kids. And I can think of some parents who might have been arrested when I was growing up. I can think of some teachers. I went to private school, and a Catholic
Oh,
school.
yeah,
and I
yeah.
would think some of those teachers would today
Yeah,
would be arrested.
I've heard stories
doubt.
from my dad about yep,
Yeah.
Catholic
Catholic
private
schools.
school when he was
Yeah.
very young,
Sure, so did I.
rulers and etc.
More than rulers.
Yeah.
How about a fist? I'm
Oh, my
serious.
goodness.
Oh,
wow.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, you probably deserve it, Romeo.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that one way or the other, but let's put it this way. Times have changed, as I said
Yes.
before. But back then, a lot of people were subject to that kind of physical violence, if you will, in schools, and probably not in the public schools. I think they banned that a long time before I even started teaching. But when I was going to school, as a student, in the elementary level especially, and the high school, Catholic high school. Again, I won't mention any names, but let's put it this way. Some of those teachers would definitely be arrested today.
I just remember the stories of kids that were left-handed.
I was just thinking about that
forced
too.
to write right-handed
Yeah.
because the
Catholic
nuns
schools.
wouldn't put up with
Right,
it.
right.
Because that was the
And,
devil's
and,
hand.
and they used a little bit of physical
Yes.
force to,
Make you
Yeah.
do the other hand.
and some of the things that they did are unspeakable. But, a lot of those people grew up and turned out to be fairly decent adults in
Yeah.
spite of all that.
Yeah.
And so it makes you wonder whether or not,
I always saw a poster that said,
yeah.
hire the left-handed people because it's funny to watch them write. You turn the hand all the way around.
It's so weird, right?
Yeah.
All right, here's a bizarre story. Melissa's not going to remember this, but you remember George Scott of the
Yeah,
Boston
of course
Red
I
Sox?
do, yeah.
All right. Well, his son, also named George Scott,
Junior.
the third actually.
Okay, the third.
Well, he was found dead inside his New Bedford home after they say he killed his son, his 8-year-old son. So it was a
That's
murder suicide.
Oh my God.
And on top of that, the mother of his son, she's been missing since 2019.
What?
And the New Bedford police just searched George Scott's the third home because the family keeps saying he's really responsible for her disappearance.
Well, it would seem to make sense
I'm
based
like,
on
Yeah.
what he did to his son.
Right.
So they must have been getting close. I don't know why he took out his
Why
son,
would he kill an 8-year-old?
Yeah,
kid?
that's terrible.
isn't it? So
Yeah.
George Scott's son and grandson
Yeah.
are both gone now.
What a legacy. Now,
Yeah,
is
that's
George Scott still
terrible.
around?
He's still alive. I'm not sure where he is,
The
but
reason I ask is he has to live to see this.
that's right.
God,
Isn't that terrible?
that is terrible.
That is a very mentally ill person.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Unfathomable.
Did he shoot the kid, or do you know? How did he? I hate to even ask, but gun
Dead
violence.
inside his home along with his son.
Yeah.
It does not say in
Probably
my
strangled
story.
him. Probably
That's right
beat him up.
here.
Sad.
Yeah, very sad, tragic.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's terrible.
And this happened
Over the weekend.
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they will
ouch.
probably find clues. Just saying, probably find clues to, as to what happened to
Well, if
the
they
wife.
the wife. Yeah.
If they find her body, they can charge him with murder. Of course, he's dead anyway.
Right.
You charge dead for you can't.
But at least it's closure for the family. But
if they don't find her body, there's no way they can prove anything. I mean, isn't that true? You need a body to convict
Well,
someone, I think.
No, well, we've talked to
You know,
talked to Bob Lauder about that,
Yeah,
and there is
yeah.
precedent of putting people on trial for murder
Yeah.
without a body being present.
Oh wow.
It can be done.
Okay.
Difficult.
It has to be overwhelming.
But in this case, again,
circumstantial
it's
evidence, right?
academic
So-
because he's gone.
I'm sorry. George Scott did pass away.
He did.
July 28, 2013. I didn't realize it was so long ago.
Relatively well. I hate to say it, but that's good. He didn't have to deal with
Yeah,
this.
deal with this.
Yep. Yep.
So, wow.
He was quite a player back in the '60s, right?
And 70s.
Yeah.
First Red Sox game, Boston Red Sox game I ever went to.
I went to the first game in
In
19.
78.
I went in
He played.
'64. They
Yeah.
played the Washington Senators, and yeah, I remember that game very well. And he was playing, I think, in '64 as well.
On the game I went to say, he was mired in a terrible slump.
Oh yeah,
And he was a
toward
big,
the end.
big,
That
big
was
huge
toward
guy.
the
He
end.
was supposed to hit home runs, and he wasn't hitting for
Yep.
whatever reason. And one of the times he got up, he swung on a third strike, and the catcher dropped the ball, and there was no one on first, so now he can run to first base. And he beat it out.
It's
George
amazing
was a lumbering guy.
How Joe remembers all these.
Only
specific-
well, the,
I know,
but
it's
the,
like great.
but the
He's a real
crowd,
fan.
but the crowd roared.
Yeah, of course.
because he made it to first base.
Well-
Well, first time he went to first base like a month.
They felt bad for him.
They felt bad for him
Yeah,
'cause he was doing
he
so
got
bad.
He got a hit.
But well, not really a hit.
I know, but he got
All
on
right.
base.
So Romeo, being the retired teacher here,
Retired.
up in Massachusetts, Governor Maura Healey says textbook publishers must resist what she describes as political censorship.
Happening in Florida.
Is it? Same
Oh,
thing.
oh, absolutely. And I think DeSantis has made himself
Gonna shoot himself in the foot.
a target for people who strongly disagree with him. Not only with the book banning, I mean, but also with Disney and with everything else. Don't get me going on him, but I think he shot himself in the foot, and I think personally, I think that's good.
Well,
I don't,
Healey,
So-
I don't like him.
Healey and 9 other Democratic governors
I don't like him
recently
either.
signed a letter
Yeah.
urging publishers to hold the line on democracy. I'm not quite sure what that even means.
Yeah.
They also say they will work with school districts to purchase textbooks which include comprehensive and accurate educational information.
Sure.
The letter is a response to efforts in some states to censor educational materials in textbooks. Now, when you were reading textbooks,
Yep.
did you find that they were censored or they have inaccurate information?
I never really, when I was there, when I was doing this, and at the end of my career, I was a department head in the last 10 years, and 2 or 3 months, years before I retired, we got all new books. And we did have a committee going through the books, but I never found anything, I mean, I
Inaccurate?
really didn't look for it.
Okay.
There might have been a slant, of course, there always is. But, my feeling about banning books is very, very strong. I am completely opposed to that.
So am
and
I.
it's up to parents to monitor what their kids are reading. Parents are the first teachers. And if they don't want their kids to read a certain, let's say, a novel or something, I remember we used to send forms home for parents to, we're going to see a movie, might be controversial. If you
They still
feel,
do that.
If you feel your son doesn't want to
Yeah.
watch this, tell us, and we'll find another room for him.
Yeah.
Or a book. I wasn't an English teacher. I was for 1 year, but most of my career was history. But the English teachers also did the same thing with novels. And there might have been a very, very small percentage of parents who said, no, I don't want my kid reading that. But it was up to the parents, not up to the schools, not up to the book publishers. I think banning books is dangerous.
Yeah.
And if you look at history, a certain country in Europe that started doing that.
That's
and
right.
Burning, and
That's
then they
right.
burned them.
Yep.
That's very scary.
I think
I'm
it's-
completely against banning, but even though it's a controversial material, so what? Send it home. Send the form home to mom and dad. Let them decide, and if they say okay, no problem. And then if there's a problem, well, parents are the first teachers. It's not up to
Well, they
teachers or
do
publishers.
still do that, at least with mine.
Yeah.
Because I remember
Yeah.
getting notices home. Hey, we're going to show this movie. I think it was Slumdog Millionaire, but I'm not positive on it.
Yeah.
But they said it's a rated R movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is it okay for your son and or daughter
Yeah, the
to
language and
stay
stuff like that.
language,
Yeah.
violence?
Yeah. Kids never language that kids never hear.
Yeah, that's right. But is it okay for them to sit and watch the movie?
Yeah.
And if not,
Yeah.
they'll go to the library or whatever.
Yeah.
No, if you want to, sure.
Right.
Sure.
There you go. You watch it.
Yeah.
Knock
Right.
yourself out.
No, I think that's where it should be.
I agree wholeheartedly. We had a discussion last week
Yeah.
about a school that was saying like, oh, we're not going to have the Bible. We're going to ban the Bible, right?
I think it was in Utah. I looked
yeah,
it up again.
wild, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I just don't feel, and I said it then, I'll say it now. I just don't feel that any books should be banned. I think that's a dangerous precedent, and
I'll ask Romeo.
I'm surprised. I
My
completely agree with you, Melissa.
next year in
Yeah.
my daughter's English class,
Yep.
she's going to be a senior.
Yep.
She's going to read 1984. Are you surprised?
No.
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 Okay.
Why would I be?
Because of the content of the book.
No. But I mean.
but you live in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So it does,
That's
but it does
special.
depend. No, but it does depend on where you live. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Each
in
district-
Florida,
Each district, yeah.
in Florida, there can be a single parent in some, you know,
That's
a
against it.
single parent
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's-
complains,
I know.
and then they ban
Yeah.
the book, and they look at the complaints. I saw an article on it. They looked at the complaints, and most of the complaints were from like the same 5 people. So
Yeah.
all it takes is one person,
Yeah, but that's not right either.
It's
See,
no- it's
it should
not
be a
right.
Majority
or
rules,
just
or at
you
least
know,
a good number.
don't let your kid read the book.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
if the whole class is reading the book,
Right.
no,
So
I didn't get a notice on this one that I said that I have to okay her reading it.
Okay.
It's just this is what's part of the curriculum.
right, they send out the syllabus or whatever it is, for, like early.
And I always asked her because I was
Well, yeah,
interested,
but
"What
they're
are you reading this
forming
year?"
you.
Yes.
Right. So
But if 30 kids are reading the book and 2 parents say my kids can't, well, what does the teacher do in that situation?
give them an alternate assignment. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
What a pain for the teacher.
it is. It
Yeah,
is.
come up with something
um,
else. Okay, time for you 2 to leave.
Well, you know, it's a related story. As I indicated earlier, one of the reasons I stayed in Florida so long is to go to a graduation, three graduations. Anyway, the high school one, they have a ceremony every year in a church in Florida, in Englewood. It's the day before graduation. The seniors, it's all voluntary. Seniors can go if they want. Parents can go. Grandparents can go. And it's like they have poems and they talk and they have music and there is no religious connotation.
Okay, it's not a service,
except
it's
for the
just-
fact that it's
It's in a
done
church.
in a church.
Yep.
And this year, it was done at the high school.
Yeah,
And I've been.
someone
This is the
complained.
3rd high school graduation I go to in Florida for that high school. It's Lemon Bay High School in Englewood, Florida. So, I asked around, and apparently, what happened is one parent complained that you cannot have a public school graduation class ceremony in a church. One parent. And guess what they did? They moved it. One parent. So, you know, that you're right. Same thing with books. One
Yep,
parent.
one parent,
Why
right.
don't they? Yeah. So I was a little, but it's, again, it was.
But it
fine.
was optional. You didn't have to go.
Exactly. And it was just one parent, you know? I mean, come on. Give me a break.
That's what happens when you kowtow to
It
the
was so nice in that
the
church.
vocal minority.
Yeah.
You know, like the person that's
Because-
loudest doesn't mean that they're
Yeah.
right.
The parent
but-
was upset that it was, I think it was, I'm not sure what the denomination was. It wasn't Baptist, believe it or not. A lot of Baptist churches in Florida. It was, I don't know, I'm going to say Presbyterian or something. But it would offend non-Presbyterian, or something like that. That was the argument. And they pulled the ceremony out of the building. Anyway.
All right, we had a note that was called in 766-1240 just to the panel. George Scott, known as the Boomer, in his rookie year had 27 home runs and 90 RBIs.
Pretty good.
He led the league in GDP, ground ball
GDP?
double plays,
Probably. Yeah,
and also led the league in strikeouts.
Yeah,
Usually
well.
happens with the big home run people.
Yeah.
All right, going to take another break here on the Coffee and program. More coming up. Please stick around.
Big banks offer you everything these days. Bank from home, bank from your phone, even apply for a loan from anywhere you are. It's called Big Bank Tech, and it's pretty cool. Did you know you don't have to go to a big bank to be pretty cool? Navigant Credit Union offers their members all the big bank tech without the big bank. And if you want to come into a branch to see us, we'll make you feel like you own the place, because you do. We think that's pretty cool, too. Navigant Credit Union, member NCUA.
We're here on the floor at Family Discount Furniture with Brad. Brad, what about this wonderful mattress? And you've got a whole bedroom set here.
Yeah, so if you purchase one of our mattresses, we also have master bedrooms to go along with that. The one we're standing in front of is a new Ashley Furniture spring collection that just came out, and we're running it on special for $7.99. Now that includes the dresser, the mirror, the headboard, the footboard, the rails, the frame, and the tall chest. We're available 2 colors, in stock, same day pickup, next day delivery.
At Family Discount Furniture, corner of Diamond Hill Road and Social Street here in Woonsocket.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here, Romeo Berthium and Melissa Murray, and Dave Richards has come back here
I
to the
have.
Coffee and Porno.
All right.
He's back, folks. Look out.
As Romeo mentioned earlier, sign of the times, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. How about this for sign of the times?
Okay.
In Las Vegas,
Oh, Vegas.
Vegas has opened its first cannabis-friendly hotel.
And it's Hard Rock Cafe.
No, it's not.
Oh, really?
That would make
good.
sense.
All right. Nope.
Yeah.
It's the Lexi Hotel.
Lexi.
Lexi. It's close to the Strip.
Yeah, one of the lesser players.
Yeah. Now, developers say the 64-room property is the only cannabis-inclusive property in town.
That's in Vegas, right off the strip.
The Lexi will feature guest rooms and suites with the entire fourth floor designated for those who enjoy smoking weed.
And they're
Yeah,
all sold
but
out
see,
for the
it-
next 5 years.
It doesn't have conventions.
Well,
the
no.
the Lexi's not a convention resort.
No.
The larger
Not at
ones
64
can't do that
rooms.
because they host they host federal conventions.
Well, that floor.
And when you have federal operatives in there who are sworn to duty, and then you have all this cannabis around, well,
Right.
my goodness me.
yeah.
Well, according to the hotel CEO, that floor, the fourth floor, has a new air filtration system.
I'm sure the other
Which will be
folks will
taxed to
never
the max.
smell it.
Oh, we're gonna pump it into the lobby.
You're probably able to
I'm getting
smell
high
it as
just
you
thinking
walk
about
by.
Yeah.
Well, sign of the times, Romeo.
It is a sign
Little
of the
Maui
times.
Wowie.
You know, it also is a sign of the times. Have
What?
any of you been to Twin River recently?
Not recently.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
I went
They
when
have
I
made
came back.
changes.
Yes,
I went once
yes.
since I came back. And there's a sign on the door that says no marijuana smoking in the building.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, think about
People
that.
doing
Did you ever think you'd see that sign?
No, you never see that
You know?
sign.
Because they do allow smoking there,
They do, but
not in the new room. but-
there is a new.
Yeah.
There is a new. But I mean, it's like
But,
that's
are
They don't discourage alcohol because they
No.
really would
course not.
rather have your
won't.
judgment
Impaired.
changed a little.
and they want to sell it. They don't give it away over there either.
Yeah,
and you
they're
know
not
what?
selling
No pun
marijuana.
intended. Sign of the times. Sign on
know.
the door. Oh, you like that one?
Pretty good there, Romeo. But I wonder if people that are vaping are putting the marijuana in the vaping
Who knows?
paraphernalia.
Yeah.
How do you enforce that?
How do
There's
you
got to be a
know?
way
I
to
don't
do
know.
it, I'd
Somebody
say.
say, hey, sir, would you step outside, please?
You make it non-smoking.
Yeah, the guys
all-
in the middle
You
of
just you have to make it not all
Non-smoking.
non-smoking. That's
Yep.
a big issue this
Yep.
year, and I don't see that happening
Here's
either.
one for you, too. I understand that you can gamble at Twin River if you are 18. You don't have to be 21.
I don't know. What the
I'm
age
90%
group is.
sure I'm right on that. I don't know if anybody out
You
there
used to be
knows
able
that.
to, when it was a dog track, you used to be able to bet on the dogs at
You
18.
can gamble.
Oh, yeah, you could.
You can be admitted at 18, but you can't drink.
can't drink.
You can't drink, but that makes it hard for the bartenders because if you're in there, in the old days, if you were 21, no matter who you were,
Right. If you were in, you were fine. Right.
But I'm almost
but
positive you can gamble.
can
at
probably
18
even
and
work
that-
there
That's
and-
not good. I
yeah.
don't think that's good at all. If
I
it's
don't
true,
think it's good. I thought it was 21, but
I think I'm going to check that. and
Yeah.
I'll let you
All
guys
right.
know.
I was in a casino
Yeah.
in
Look,
in
Romeo has homework.
a casino in Nevada. It wasn't in Vegas.
So late in the season.
But I was at either a slot machine or a blackjack table, and then
Yeah.
someone from the casino come up to me.
Yeah.
Sir, I need to see your ID.
And this was
I
when.
was 21.
Okay.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, you're happy to do it. when
Okay,
you're
thanks,
21.
bye.
Yeah. They don't.
I was
yeah,
all set.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, when you. Yeah.
But I wonder if they have people like that at Twin River walking around checking IDs.
Well, they check them on the way in. I think there's a
Yeah, there's a-
security guy. And
that's right there.
I've seen him stop people. You know, as I.
Have you?
Yeah. Can I see your ID? please?
I've seen him finish
Before
the
they get
crossword
into the
puzzle he's
casino.
working on, but I haven't seen him do anything. He doesn't lift his head up from the desk.
Most of the time he's on this, doing
Well.
playing games. Anyway.
in other,
nobody
in-
does crossword puzzles anymore.
I do. I
Do you?
I
Good.
love 'em.
Good.
All right.
Good.
I'm having
Did
a hard
you?
time with.
The news over the weekend,
Yeah.
by the way, Kirkbrake Country Club has canceled everything.
Yes.
Until September.
Yeah.
Or at least what?
They had a fire.
I didn't know about
Yes,
that.
they
In
had a
the
fire
kitchen.
in the kitchen.
See, I've been away. So
Yeah.
you have to forgive
The
me.
fire was a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And so they just came out on Friday and said,
They're gonna
well, it's pretty
remodel the
extensive.
thing. Yeah.
And
Right.
So everything is canceled through the summer.
Right. They can't offer that same
Okay.
level of.
Well, you know
yeah.
how it is with fire. It gets into petitions and
Oh, yeah.
causes
Yeah.
damage you
Everything.
might not know about till you
Water.
start your remedial work.
Yep.
and they probably got bad news when they opened up some walls.
Yep.
Absolutely. And a lot
Water,
of water damage,
smoke.
mold, everything. Yeah,
All
you
those
bet.
events, all those weddings. Imagine being the one who has to call like the
Here's
bridezillas and
Here's
say,
your new job.
I know that you were supposed to have your wedding here in 3 weeks, but we
you're
can't do that.
Okay, well,
But
Oh
you
my
know
gosh.
something?
at least they got time.
The word was is that before they did any of that,
Yeah.
Kirkbrake called all possible alternatives
Yeah, try to
to
move you.
secure where
Oh,
the
good.
dates were.
Yeah. I
would
and say,
Excellent.
listen, we got to
To offer-
divest.
yeah, that's
and
nice.
what have you got? What have you got? What have you
They
got?
probably helped
We're going to
them
suggest
find
to them
places, yeah.
these places they
Sure.
can go.
Right.
And so they're not just calling up saying, by the way,
Oh,
you're
you're
out
done.
of luck, too
Yeah,
bad.
sorry about that.
They're calling up and saying, you're
got an alternative.
We can't do it here. We'd love to, but we can't.
Yep.
But because we love you, we've already done some of the legwork
And-
for you, and these are your alternatives.
And the best part of it is
That's
they've
professional.
They've also sent the deposits to those new places, so they don't have to pay twice.
All right.
You know, and I guess.
Yeah, that is the right thing to do. I'm sure there's still going to be some folks that are going to be mad.
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that-
because people just won't be happy.
It's a
Right.
Some
fire.
people just
It was a, you know.
Yeah, it was
they're
fire.
devout unhappy.
Right? What can you do? What can you do? You can't do anything.
All right, we'll have to keep this story around for Bob Lauder coming up on Thursday.
Yeah.
But there's a Texas federal judge. He is banning legal filings that are drafted mostly by AI technology.
Oh,
We got some lazy lawyers down there.
artificial intelligence.
Lazy lawyers down there in Texas. Technology from his court without the documents being checked for accuracy.
Oh,
U.S. District Judge Brantley Starr says attorneys have to file a certificate before appearing in court that states AI platforms did not assist in the filing or that it was checked for accuracy using print reporters or traditional databases. Starr argued that the AI platforms like ChatGPT are, quote, prone to hallucinations and bias, unquote, and that they
Wouldn't be
can
surprised.
and they can fake content such as quotes or citations.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's the first time
Terrifying.
I've heard of this. That the
Sure.
I didn't know lawyers were using that.
well, computers don't have consciences, you see.
Well, right.
And
That's the beauty of them.
In case somebody just joined your story a little late, AI is artificial intelligence. It's when you train a computer to act and supposedly think like a human with illusions of rational thought.
Yeah.
That can be dangerous, Dave. Think like a
Absolutely.
human.
Yes.
Okay, think like a lawyer.
That's even not a comment. I have friends that are lawyers.
All right. I don't know if you've heard this, but in case you, Romeo or
Yeah.
Dave knows about this one.
Yeah.
Romeo or Melissa want to
Yeah.
do any painting, and pink is in your future,
What kind of painting?
like the walls.
Oh, okay, that kind of painting.
And you want to paint the walls pink? No.
Why?
There's a worldwide shortage
Oh, okay.
on pink paint because of the movie Barbie.
what?
Yes.
Worldwide.
The director, Greta Gerwig, explained in an effort to create the world of Barbie Land, set designers needed so much pink paint. How much did they need? That they created.
All there was,
They
Joe.
caused an international shortage of
Okay.
pink paint.
They'll manufacture more.
They could have done it in CG, computer
Right.
graphics.
Well, they decided not to.
Absolutely. You're right. You're right. Okay, so are we talking about pre-mixed pink paint? Because when I go, they always mix it for me, and they, have like
Yeah.
the certain colors.
The
So
white
is it
paint they put in, yeah.
that red goes into a lot of other colors? So does it affect?
It doesn't say.
You're asking some tough questions.
It's a publicity
of
stunt,
course.
Melissa. Get over it.
Warner Brothers completely.
I don't
bought
like
out-
not having options.
Warner Brothers completely bought out the signature Barbie pink color from the major paint distributor
Okay.
Roscoe.
Okay, so it's the Barbie signature color.
Pink.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that a different kind of pink?
No, I feel like that was already mixed because it always has
Okay.
to be consistent.
That's
But
a shade.
yeah,
shade.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different Pantone.
A spokesperson for Roscoe, the paint company,
jargon.
said, "We gave them everything we could, but Warner Brothers completely cleaned them out.
Unbelievable.
No more pink paint for a little while."
Such a manufactured story.
I know, but it's
And you
funny.
know, John Lennon has a sore throat. We're not sure he's going to be on the Ed Sullivan Show tonight at 8.
Oh, you better tune in and find out if he's going to be there.
Heard that at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the radio.
Well, I will
Back
be
in
honest.
1964.
I had no plans to paint anything Barbie pink. But I do like pink as a color.
All right, so by the way,
Like red, but not quite.
the Barbie movie,
Yeah.
the Barbie movie will be out July 21st.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of.
I
case
can
you
wait.
plan.
A lot of
I
press.
can
I
wait.
can wait on that
Yeah.
one.
I can wait.
I'll
As
skip that.
I got it. I can't wait to. No, I'm teasing.
No, okay.
He's looking forward to every day in July.
Yeah, at my age, you do. You look forward to tomorrow and take one day at a time.
All right. One more thing before we got to run. The strawberry moon is lighting up the sky this weekend. It's the last full
But
moon
it's
of the
pink,
spring.
Joe.
I know.
Right.
It's the last full moon of spring, and the name comes from the Native American tribes, quote, to mark the ripening of June-bearing strawberries that are ready to be gathered.
Strawberry moon.
That's according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. NASA says the moon will appear full for 3 days starting Saturday night. Space Agency says it will shine brightest at 11:42 p.m. Eastern Time.
And hopefully we'll be able to see it. Because
And
this
find out where they
weather
got
will be
that
gone.
pink paint.
to paint the moon.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right, we've run out of time, so thanks very much for joining us here on the Coffee and Program. Romeo, thanks for coming in. Welcome back.
Always a pleasure. Good to be back.
And Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And Dave, thanks for showing up for the second half here.
There you go. Well, I was here on the first half
I
too,
know.
Joe.
Thanks for showing up then, too.
All right.
This is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned. Leslie Page with At the Library and Karen Zangari. Food First coming up next. Don't forget about the replay of the Tiki Bar tonight at 6 on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. A 36